Hi everyone, I'm going to discuss the account engagement mailability fields. The topics that I will be discussing today is to how control mailability field sync behavior in account engagement. So there are subtopics that I would also discuss. That is account engagement, opt-out field changes, opt-out and new sync behavior, how Salesforce users opt out prospects in and out, and why should we use opt out to use Pardot's value. So first, we're going to discuss about account engagement opted out field changes. So Salesforce have released a change on the opted out field in Pardot. Before, it was when you opted out, the email do not email field will also be set to true. So in the event that they have unsubscribed or have checked that checkbox, then the do not email checkbox will also be set to true. So that means that the prospect in account engagement or a lead contact in Salesforce will no longer receive any communications or email communication. So in last year, as of February 26, this was rolled out, and they have separated the opted out field and the do not email field. So there are two new fields that will have different behavior. So as you can see, the opt out field is found in account engagement. So if we go here, this will be the opt out field, and it's actually synced to opted out in Salesforce. So if you go to the lead, this was the opted out email. So if we go to a sample lead record, by the way, this is just my testing environment. I have a lead here, and not sure if the opted out is in email opt out is the field that would be used in this record, right? So if it's a lead or if it's a contact, the opted out uh, field checkbox will be the ones to be used in Salesforce. And then in the account engagement, it's opted out. So let's go back. So the intended use for the email opt out when they are prospects, click on the unsubscribe link when you send an email. They will be opted out on email communications. And as I mentioned, the if the opted out is changed to true, it doesn't impact the do not email value. So currently there are two different fields. So as I explained earlier, so the opted out is controlled by the prospect themselves via unsubscribe link or by using your email preference center in account engagement. The do not email is the one that is intended for the marketing as a marketing suppression field for the admins, marketers to prevent the prospects or your leads, contacts from receiving emails. So this is a sample of a prospect record. So as you can see, the opted out is set to true, but you will notice that the do not email is set to false. So that's the current change that happened with the fields. This table shows the over mailable status. So if the do not email is, I'll just give an example just to explain what was happening. So if the do not email field is set to false, the all opted out is also set to false. There are no soft or hard bounces when you send an email. Hard bounces, soft bounces, that would be like an email that you have sent and it did not reach the recipient because of uh, a email that's not valid, or if it keeps on coming back to your email, like it will say that it bounced back because it was not in a valid email address or it wasn't delivered. So if all of those are false, then you can send emails to your prospect, to your leads, and to your contacts. Now, if the do not email is set to false, they opted out, let's say they just set the unsubscribe, but the do not email is still not set to true by the users or in Pardot, then they can still receive emails, but for operational emails only. So it's not like uh like the whole emails is just for operational emails only. And then let's give an example for all true. So do not email opted out, and there are no uh or there are soft bounces, hard bounces, then it would be undeliverable. Okay. So for the do not email, um if that would be true, they haven't opted out, it will still be undeliverable. Um, the same goes on the other way around as long as the opted out is set to true. The only difference is that there are soft bounces or one hard bounce. So if that's the case, then it's undeliverable. But if um, it's the checkbox is set to false, then they are tagged as mailable, or you can send email through them. Right. So how Salesforce users opt prospects in and out. So this is regarding on the Salesforce side, not on the account engagement. So the do not email field will give Salesforce users, your internal users in your company or in your organization, the ability to stop emails being sent to your prospects, like leads, contacts, and prospects in the account engagement. So as long as this do not email is synced to Pardot, and it is like synced uh, with the most recently updated record, then that would be the logical choice if you will have Salesforce user update this field. Because if you think about it, your users internally will be the ones to set up the do not email. So let's say they communicated with your prospect, they said they do not want to receive emails, then they can update the do not email field. So those prospects leads will not uh, be or will be tagged to not received emails. So that's the main purpose of the uh, do not email field in Salesforce. So as I mentioned earlier, when it's hard bounce, one hard bounce, this will be marked as true. Your users can mark this true to prevent sending emails, and the most recently updated record is the logical choice if you will have your internal users update this field. Moving on, for the opted out, use products value. So this would enable your prospects to control the field's value, including resubscribe. The so when you send an email to them, they unsubscribe. They can resubscribe once they wanted to like receive your emails again. So that's why I'm suggesting that the use products value in the opted out field is still the best way to go. And then on the other way around, before, as I mentioned, uh, the email do not email field will be set to the most recently updated record. But if you don't really manage this in Salesforce or for your internal users, then you can just use the product's value. Right. So those were the two um, fields that you can manage in Pardot and in Salesforce. So as just the last like a summary, so here's the do not email field. You can have this as use most recently updated record. So even if your users in Salesforce have managed this here on the lead record or on the contact, then it will sync to Pardot, then it will update the do not email here. So you can still send your emails to your prospects in account engagement. On the other way around, this is the opt out field. The opt out field, you can, the suggested for me would be to use account engagement value so that when prospects unsubscribe, they do not receive like the emails, and then if they resubscribe, they can receive